at remembering to record. But okay, got it recording. So I'm really excited for tonight because I'm going to basically just the first part, just like pour into y'all. It's a new month, and honestly, this is my favorite, absolute favorite time of the year. And so I'm going to just pour into y'all at first, and then I'm going to go over something that I've been doing for a week now, and it has produced insane results, you guys. Seriously, so amazing. So it's basically posting on Instagram, but like I have this like specific method. I'm going to go over all of that with you. But first, I'm going to tell you who I am because maybe you don't know who I am. My name is Carly Guerrero. I'm a triple diamond with It Works. I've been in this business for, it's going to be 3 years in November. And it's crazy that it's almost been 3 years. It seriously feels like it's only been a year, but time flies when you're having fun, right? So I joined this business struggling, okay? And my story is so long, so I'm just going to like summarize. But I joined this business. I was a hairstylist. I was married. Our daughter was 1, and we were just struggling. It was like no matter how much money we made, like we just couldn't catch up. Cars getting repossessed. It was like every single week we had a pink slip that was like, you know, this is getting shut off, that's getting shut off. And so I just remember knowing and thinking this is not how life is supposed to be. You know, we'd go to the grocery store and the credit card or the debit card would decline. And if at any point my Wi-Fi starts acting weird, will somebody just like put in the chat that it's being weird, because sometimes it does that. Let me turn it off on my phone. Oh, it's off. No, it's not. Okay. But I just remember thinking, you know, this isn't how life is supposed to be. You know, my daughter was 1, and diapers are so expensive. Formula is so expensive. Just having a kid in general is expensive. And, you know, there was times where, you know, my parents would have to bring us diapers and whatnot because we just couldn't afford it. And I just remember thinking, like, this is not life. You know, there's more out there. There's something that can help you. And I started praying. And literally 2 weeks after I started praying for something to help me, I followed Courtney Bohr on Instagram. And I was a hairstylist. And so her gorgeous platinum blonde hair caught my attention. I was like, who is this girl? I start creeping her Instagram. I saw what this business did for her, and I was like, this is fake. This is so fake. Like, there's no way that this is real. And I just kept creeping, and I kept creeping, and I kept creeping. And I actually like set my phone down, and I was like, nope, I'm not going to message her because there's no way. And then I couldn't shake the feeling, right? And so drop a 1 in the comments if you were like that. Like, if you saw this and you're like, it's not real, but then you just couldn't get it out of your head and you're like, okay, what is it? That was me. And so I messaged her and I was like, okay, what do you do? What is this? You know, yada, 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 all of the questions. And she told me everything. Like, she answered every single question. And I was like, okay, like, I'm definitely interested, but I have no money, literally no money. And I was a hairstylist, like I said. And so I was like, you know, I'm going to have a super busy day in the salon on Friday. I think this was like a Wednesday when I was talking to her. And so I was like, I have a really busy day coming up, and I know that I'm going to make $400. But the way we were living was like, yes, I was making $400, but that was already spoken for. So really, I didn't have the money to spend, even though I was going to have $400. And, you know, I'm in the salon Friday and I'm doing these hair colors. I'm like, gosh, I really want to do this, but like, can I afford to spend this $100? And finally, you know, I get home and I paid the bills that I needed to pay, and I had $100 left, which was supposed to go towards my water bill. And I was like, okay, pay your water bill and don't know when you can join this business, or join this business, get at least $100 worth of product in your kit, turn on and sell that product, and then go pay your water bill. So you can either just pay your water bill, or you can join this business and pay your water bill. It's obvious what I did. I did not pay my water bill. I was like, I can risk getting a late notice or getting it shut off one more time. I joined this business and I hit the ground running. I just started, you know, doing all the things that I saw her doing, being coachable. I got on every single Zoom. And that is always one of my biggest tips, is if you see somebody hosting a Zoom, get on it. Even if you're cooking dinner, even if you're giving your kids a bath, you can still listen, you guys. Zooms are so important. But, you know, I joined struggling financially, just wanting time freedom and financial freedom. And along the way, because, you know, everybody says every 6 months you're going to experience some kind of life. Last summer, I was actually able to leave an abusive marriage because of this business. And that's something that's just so crazy, because I would not have been able to do that and to get out of that situation if I didn't have this business under my belt, because I wouldn't have had the funds. I wouldn't have had the confidence. I wouldn't have had the friends. Literally, my friends who I met in this business are those who pushed me, because they saw what I was going through. They saw how it affected me, and they were just like, that's not life and you deserve more. So that's who I am. That's my story. But now we're going to get into really why I love this time of year. Okay. If you've been in this business for a while, then you've heard people talk about seasons, right? It's the boom season, it's slow season, you know, whatever season it is. I personally do not believe in seasons. I think that your business, month to month, season to season, it's going to be whatever you're putting into it. Okay. So the reason that I actually love this, My alarms are going off. The reason that I love this time so much is because fall. I love fall. Everything, pumpkin sweaters, candles, pumpkin spice lattes, all of it. Which, if you're excited for our pumpkin spice latte, like drop PSL in the comments, because I knew that was what it was. I was like, I told my team, I was like, it's a pumpkin spice latte. Like, y'all just wait. I know that that's what it is. And they announced it, and I was like, told you. So I love this time of year. And I think that the reason that this time of year like goes well for me is because I love this time of year so much, and I'm just like in a good mood. Like, I've already told my team, like from now until like December, like I'm just gonna be on cloud nine happy because I love the holidays. I love all of it, everything about the holidays. So, I think that whatever season, wherever you are in your business, it's going to be what you make it. Okay. So last year, and just a little bit kind of like a backstory, last July is when I left my marriage and bought a car. In August, I moved out into my apartment on my own. It was the first time I ever lived by myself. And then in September, Riley was born. So I've left a marriage, moved out on my own with Berkeley. And then in September, now I'm a single mom to not only Berkeley, but now I have a newborn. And then in October, I promoted to triple. So it was like bam, 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 like life, 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 life. Okay. And everybody's like, how did you do that? Like, how did you promote to triple in October? But how did you do that going through all of that life? And I always tell everybody, because I controlled this business. It didn't matter what was going on in my life. It didn't matter all of the crazy, the upside down. This is not how I thought my life was going to be. I never imagined me getting a divorce. Like, I did not think that I would ever go through this, but I couldn't control that, right? I can control this business. I can control what I put into this business, which therefore is what I get out of it. Okay. So, I don't think that there are seasons. I think that you're going to get whatever you get. And I write notes, and because mom brain, if I don't write notes and look at this, I'll just sit here and be like, I forgot what I was talking about. So I always look at them. So don't judge me for that. But it's whatever you put into it. Okay. And also Christmas. Christmas is like the biggest holiday of the year, right? And how many people put Christmas on a credit card? If you've ever paid for Christmas on a credit card, drop a 2. I think that's the number that I'm on. We'll see. Drop a 2 in the comments if you've ever put Christmas on a credit card, right? And for me, I never wanted to be able to do that. I wanted to go to wherever, to Target, Walmart, wherever, and get, all of the stuff that I wanted to get my kids and just pay for it, not put it on a credit card, because then you have to spend the next 6 months or the next however long paying that off. And what if you can't pay that off? You're putting yourself into debt to just try to give your kids some Christmas spirit. Okay. So we have something that's so awesome, because $500 could pay for somebody's Christmas, right? I feel like $500 is a really good Christmas, because you can make that stretch, especially if you're going and getting your kids things on Black Friday. I mean, once your kids get older, and they want like the dang Xbox and all that stuff, yeah, $500 might not get you that far. But for me, like with little kids, like $500 could, that's, Berkeley and Riley, like they're done. That's plenty for them. And so that's Ruby, you guys. Getting people to Ruby could help them, get out of debt. And I heard something, I don't really know how accurate it is, and I feel like I heard it on a Zoom, like whenever I first got started, but like the average like divorce that's over like financial stress, an extra $500 a month could have helped that. The average like car getting repossessed, an extra $500 a month could have helped that. Foreclosures, an extra $500 a month. $500 a month seems so small, but it can seriously help us so much. Okay. And that's what we have to offer people. This business that we work from our phone seriously changes lives. Okay. It's changed my life. So if this business has changed your life, drop a 3 in the comments. So we're going to keep going. Like I said, seasons, you're going to get whatever you're putting in. So if you're not giving it your all, okay, you're not going to get much, point blank. Okay. You can't be sitting here just, doing half the work, half of it, sending a few messages here, following a few people here, and expecting to be a diamond in 90 days. That's not going to happen. Okay. I went diamond in 4 months, and I ran. I talked to so many people. My fingers hurt. I was up late. Like, I would get everything done that I had to do around the house for Berkeley, cook dinner, get her in bed. When she was asleep, I was on Zooms. I was on YouTubes. I was watching recordings. I was taking notes. I wanted to be educated in this. I wanted to know everything, because I wanted to be successful. I didn't want this to be something that I did and quit, right? Because that was me. I've done that before. I did dental assisting, hated it, quit that, waited tables for 3 years. I was like, what am I doing with my life? This is not what I want to do. Went back to cosmetology school, obviously did hair for a little bit, but Berkeley was one, and I wanted to be home with her. I didn't want to miss, all of these moments that I'm getting, like Riley literally started walking this week. Like kid does not crawl. Like last week he was like wobble walking, and now he's just literally, he'll walk through the entire house. And I'm like, holy cow, I didn't want to miss that with Berkeley. And I didn't, because I found this business just in time, and I haven't missed it with Riley. I was actually telling, funny story, but like Riley went to his dad's this weekend for the first time. And so it was like my first like time without both kids, and I was like, what do I do? Do I like work? Do I like go do something? Should I take a bath? Like I have so much time and nobody's asking me for something. I don't know what to do with myself, because there was 1 week that I wasn't with Riley, and that's because I was on vacation in Colorado. But all other 51 weeks I've been with Riley because of this business. I've never had to miss anything with him. And that's crazy, you guys, because that's why I joined. I wanted to be able to be here with my kids, and it gave me that. So if you're not giving it your all, you're not going to get much. But if you're sitting here and you're giving it your all, and you can genuinely say that you're giving it your all, that you're posting with like good intentions, and your pictures are pretty, and you're putting work into your pictures, and you're putting work into your captions, and you're actually trying, you're messaging, you're following up, you're growing your network, and you're being intentional with your time and the work that you are doing, you're going to start producing, okay? And you're going to be setting yourself up for massive success and massive growth, especially right now, you guys, because the work that we're doing right now, which I'm not saying that, all these messages that you're going to be sending, I'm not saying that you're going to be getting all of these replies and just signing on so many customers right now. No, you're planting seeds. And I'll get into that in a little bit. But all of the messages that you're sending now, all of the conversations that you're starting now, come boom season, that's going to turn into something absolutely amazing, okay? And if you're new in this business, whenever I first got started, I always heard leaders talk about boom season this. Oh my gosh, it's so crazy. Boom season that. And I was like, what's boom season? Like, is it really? Like, are y'all just hyping it up because I'm new and you're trying to get me excited? Or is it really what y'all are saying it is? It's really what they were saying it was, okay? So if you have experienced a boom season, drop a 4 and tell me in one word, how would you describe boom season, okay? Because my first boom season, I was like, holy moly, I did not prepare for this the way that they told me to. I was not, sending as many messages. The sky, the sunset is like really red. That is so weird. That's crazy. I've never seen it look like that. But I did not prepare myself for my first boom season, which I did join in November and boom season started in like January. So, but I could have done more to prepare for that. Okay. Was it last year? Last year was like my first boom season that I actually was like, okay, I'm going to use this year to actually, prepare myself for boom season. My first boom season was insane. It was almost like every single month, 30 plus customers, 12 distributors, like because of all the conversations that I had been having over the last 6 months. Okay. So keep that in mind. Okay. If your business does get slower this time of year, because it is sales, you're going to have ups and downs, right? If it does get slower, don't look at that like this isn't for me and I need to quit. Look at that like you are setting yourself up for something absolutely amazing come boom season, and you're going to have a huge harvest. Look at it like that, because I promise you, you will have that harvest, okay? So now we're going to take it back to our why, okay? Why did you join this business? And I want y'all to tell me just briefly in the chat, why did you join this business? Okay, and I'm going to pause for a second so that y'all can get those going. And I like to read them. daughter, quit coaching, kids, son. Yeah, okay. So we all have a why, right? And I'm just going to say this. If your why isn't so strong that when you think about your why that you kind of like get choked up, then it's not strong enough, and you need to sit down and you need to figure that out. And I actually have a podcast for that. I think it's episode 2 of the She's Here For It podcast by Abby Kappa. That's my all-time absolute favorite podcast. I started listening to that podcast back in May, and I was kind of going through a like weird mindset thing through May. And that pulled me out of it. And I have seriously been on top of my mindset and everything since I started listening to that. That podcast changed my business. So go and listen to that. And if your your why does not make you emotional, then it's not strong enough and you need to reevaluate it. Okay. So you know your why. Okay. Can you tell your why that this business is too hard? Can you tell your why that this business is too much? It's too overwhelming. And can you tell your why that you just don't feel like it, that you would rather go sit on the couch and watch Netflix? No. I could never go look at Berkeley and Riley and say, it's just too hard. It's too hard to message on Instagram and Facebook. It's too hard to follow people. It's too hard to post. It's too hard to show what this business is doing for me. It's too hard to actually use these products and get my own results and show people what they're doing for me. It's just too hard. It's too overwhelming talking to so many people and trying to take care of y'all at the same time. No, could never do that, right? So that's where you need to get with your why, to the point to where if you could tell your why, I'm quitting this because you're just this, you are not worth it anymore. Like, you're never going to get there. Okay. So what I want you to do right now is, on a piece of paper, write your why as big as you can. Okay. Later, you can go back and make it cute and put it on your wall so you can see it, because I love writing everything down and seeing it, but write down your why. And from now on, whenever you have that self-doubt, whenever you feel like this is too hard, or whenever you have that, I want to go watch Netflix, or I want to go do this, or I don't want to make this a priority, look at that piece of paper and pull yourself out of that. And I'm going to be honest with y'all, I love Netflix. I love watching TV, and I love The Bachelorette, The Bachelor, The Bachelor in Paradise. And, a couple Mondays ago, like right before Hannah made the worst decision of her life and did not choose Tyler C. I don't know what's wrong with her, because I would have chosen him in a heartbeat. But I was watching that, and Caroline Floyd, she actually called me out. She said, there's no BV in TV. I was like, well, there goes that. Okay, whatever. Made me feel super bad. And so ever since then, I've been really strict with myself on when I allow myself to watch TV. Yeah, Caro called me out. Everybody needs Caroline in your life. She tells you how it is. So, ever since then, I have been like, no. What are my priorities in life? Okay, is TV and The Bachelorette and all of that, are those my priorities? No, they're not. Those aren't going to allow me to stay home with my children. Those aren't going to allow me to travel. Those aren't going to allow me to get the things that I want and need in life. They're not going to allow me to do what I want to do, right? If I just start watching TV, my business is going to slip. I'm going to have to go get a job, and that ain't never happening. So now we're going to get into making this a priority and showing up daily, okay? Since I clicked submit and I joined this business, it has been as much of a priority as my relationship with Christ, my family, and my children, my business. Those are my three in that order. Okay. And that's why I'm successful. That's why I'm where I'm at, because I've made it a priority. Okay. I've never, not had it. I mean, yeah, I've slipped up and watched some TV, but it's always been a priority to me, because I didn't want to join this and I didn't want to let people down. I didn't want to join and let Courtney down. Like, she enrolled me. She saw something in me. She took time to train me and give me all these tools. I didn't want to let her down. I didn't want to join and just be a flop. I wanted to join and be something and do something for her and do something for this company and do something for myself and get my name out there. And that is still my goal. I will go Ambassador Diamond in 2020. Watch me. So what are your priorities? Okay. Figure out your priorities. And this business, needs to be like the top 5. Okay. If you're really serious about it, top 5 of your priorities. And making this a priority, you guys, like, it has to be important to you. You have to show up daily, because if it's a priority and you're showing up daily, you're putting in the work. Okay. You're growing your network. You're sending your messages. You're posting. You're following up. Okay. And if you're doing that, I promise you're going to produce all the things that you're wanting to produce. But if it's not a priority to you, you're just not going to do it. And then you're not going to produce what you're wanting. And then you're going to start complaining. And then you're not getting where you want to be. And then you start quitting. Okay. So make it a priority to you. Okay. So now, this is kind of funny, but I think I don't remember what I titled this, but like Hustle in September or something. I don't know. But honestly, where this idea came from was, I got a new Ray Dunn mug and it says hustle. And I was like, what does hustle actually mean? Like, what's the actual definition of hustle? And I was like, oh, okay. And I looked it up and I was like, ooh, because on Mondays I do like a training for my team. And I was like, that's what I'm going to make my Monday training over, is how to hustle in this business. And so I did it last night, and it was just like really good. And so I was talking to Courtney and I was like, hey, like, it was really good last night and I just want to do it for everybody. So I'm going to do that. And we're going to go over host to post. So here we are. But I started thinking, I'm sipping my keto coffee in my hustle mug. And I'm like, what's my hustle? Right. And the reason that I started thinking that is because the way that I've been doing this host to post, which I'm going to go over, I sent like close to 1,000 messages last week. Okay. And I didn't get blocked, and I'm going to tell y'all how. So which that's in the second part of this. But, I started thinking, what's my hustle? And the reason that this came is because as I'm sending my messages for my host to post, I get so many responses from people who are not liking my pictures, and from people who are not commenting on my stuff, and from people who are not customers and not in this business, but they respond to my message and they're like, I love and support your hustle. Like at least 7 people have told me that. And I'm like, okay, wow, hustle. Again, there's that word. This has got to mean something. And so me being me, I was like, what is my hustle and what do I want people to think of whenever they say my hustle, right? And so mine is, I want people to think like a girl boss. Like she is a girl who is so independent, who doesn't need no man, because I sure as heck don't. And she's doing her thing, providing for her kids, giving them the life that they want and need, giving herself the life that she wants and needs. And so girl boss, but also I'm a mom. So I want people to think mom boss. I want other moms to see me and not think, oh, well, I'm a mom, I can't do this, right? I have so much on my plate because it is hard being a mom and doing this business all by myself. Like we moved in with my parents because it was just extremely like overwhelming for me. So we all got a rent house together and we're here. But, if I didn't have any help, I would go insane. And I sometimes I feel bad like asking my parents to help me because I don't have a husband, right? I can't go to him and say, I need you to watch these kids so I can do this training or so I can work my business for an hour or for me to do this. I do it here and there all day, every day while Riley's on my hip. I'm feeding him, doing something. Like I'm just always working and always taking care of my kids at the same time. And so mom boss, I want people to see, I show up to this business and I already have a lot on my plate, but this is still on my plate. My plate is like 50% business, 50% kids, get it all done, right? So that's what I do every day. And so, what do I, and, my hustle, like girl boss, mom boss, that's what I want people to know and think when they see me, right? If I'm at Walmart, and yesterday I wore my girl boss hat, so I really felt like a girl boss, but, did I go to the store? No, I went to the store today, but, I want people to like think that of me. Okay. And then that's the vibe that I want to give off on my social media platforms. I want people to go to my Facebook, to my Instagram and just feel confidence or positivity or like she is a complete and total boss. Like don't cross her. Like she gets stuff done. Right. That's what I want to give off. And so me being me, I was like, what's the actual definition of hustle? So I Googled it. And it's to move hurriedly, which means fast, or, and I have to really say this word slow, unceremoniously, which means abrupt in a specific direction. Hustle means to move fast or abruptly in a specific direction. Mic drop. Yeah, I was floored. I was like, okay, so what's my goal? What direction am I moving right now? Okay, presidential diamond. Am I going there slowly? I'll get there when I get there. I'll get there when my team's ready. I'll get there, sometime. No. Mm-mm. I set the pace for my team. Okay? So we are going presidential, period, in the next 60 days. That is our time frame. We are moving fast. We are moving abruptly towards presidential diamond. Done. That's it. Okay? So where are you going? Are you moving fast and abruptly to your shopping spree? To ruby? To emerald? To diamond? To double? To triple? Where are you going? Okay? Figure that out. Figure out what you need. Are you charted? If you're not charted, how many distributors do you need? What are you going to do to get those distributors? Right? If you need volume, if you're charted and you just need volume, how much volume? How much volume do you need? How are you going to get that volume? Okay, take it back to the numbers thing. How many messages do you need to be sending so you're producing X amount of customers to fill X volume? Okay, break it down. Get that goal, know where you're going, and go fast. Don't wait to have, I think this is on the other side of the page. So what's your hustle? Okay, right now, figure out your hustle, which is where you're going, what's your goal, how are you going to get there? Figure out your hustle. Talk about that on social media. Make that your vibe. Make that who you are. Okay. So what that does, hold on. Did I miss something? No. Interesting. Maybe I just didn't write it on here and it was just in my head. But what's your hustle? Okay. Because you can't be wanting double or triple or diamond or whatever, ruby. You can't want this and just be sitting here waiting for it to happen or waiting for that runner to pop, or you're just like, I'm just waiting to sign my runner. Like, I can't go diamond because I don't have a runner. I can't go triple because I don't have a runner. Actually be that runner that you think you need. And then maybe the girls under you will start being that runner. Maybe you'll attract that runner, right? So right now, are you being consistent? Yes, no. Put it in the comments, in the chat. Are you being consistent? Are you showing up to your business daily? Are you posting daily? Are you messaging daily? Are you following up? Are you following? Are you being consistent? Okay? Or right now, are you stop, go, stop, go? I feel good, I'm going. Oh gosh, I'm stopping. Oh, okay, here we go. Wait, no. Don't be stop, go, okay? If you're being stop, go, that's what you're going to attract. That's what you're going to get. You're going to have a really good paycheck. You're going to have a really bad paycheck. Oh, I'm back good. Oh, I'm back down. That's what you're going to get, right? So be the runner that you want. Okay? If you want success on your team, be that success. Stop waiting for it and just start being it, okay? It all starts with you, right? You're the captain of your ship. You're the leader of your downline, okay? So where do you want your team to go? You want your team to just sit here and get there when it happens, wherever getting there is? Or do you want your team to go and get there and have their goals and be promoting and be making those paychecks? Because we all joined this business, right, for like selfish reasons, for money, okay? I joined this business because literally whenever I joined, 3 cars repossessed, I think. I've lost count. 3. Our water would get shut off. I don't know if y'all have ever had your water shut off in your house, but you can't use the bathroom in your house when you don't have any water. So we would have to drive to the gas station to go to the bathroom because we didn't have water. Okay. There was one time I joined this business in November of 2016. My very first paycheck was $145. It was that because I got $100. What was that bonus? Christmas bonus? I don't know. And I think I got $100 bonus just for getting my first 4 customers in my first 30 days because they didn't have a shopping spree. So I think that was like what they were doing in that place. So I had $100 bonus. So commission wise, my paycheck was $45. Okay, in December, and that I think went towards groceries or something. We could not afford to pay our gas bill that month, and our gas got shut off. Okay, our hot water heater was gas, and our heat for our house was gas. Okay, I live in Texas, and it doesn't get that cold, but it does get cold, especially if you don't have heat in December. Berkeley was 1. And I remember being so sad and so disappointed and just like, what is this life? This is why you joined this business. This is never happening again. You're going to be successful so that you can pay your bills and you don't have to worry about this. Because I was actually leaving my house whenever the guy was coming to shut our gas off. And he was like, I really feel bad having to do this because I see that you have a child, but he was like, I wish that I could just not do it, but I have to. And I was like, no, I completely understand. And I was leaving because I knew that our gas was getting shut off that day. And I had $30, okay, left. Like, I don't know where the $30 came from because I had already spent my commission check on a bill. And I had $30. And I knew that I needed some form of heat in my house. Berkeley she had just turned 1 in October. And so I went to the dollar store and I bought 2 plug-in heaters. And I put them on either side of our living room, and we just made the biggest blanket fort out of all the blankets that we had. And we sat there while my husband was at work. And then like when it was nap time for her, I would take the heaters to our bedroom. And then at night when it's time for us to go to bed, we would take those heaters, plug them in. We put a blanket over the window and we shut the door to try to keep it warm in there. Okay. So that was me before this business. Okay. And now look at where I am. I'm a triple diamond, sitting in an actual home office when before I worked at my kitchen table or in my living room floor. And I remember just thinking, like, I want an office. Like, I don't want to work here. Like, I want to work in an office, like in my house. So I started being that runner. I started being that success that I wanted. And that's what I've attracted. Okay. Like attracts like. And if you're stop, go, that's what you're going to get. But if you just start doing all of the things, your business is just going to start producing and you're just going to get to where you want to go. So figure out what you want or what you need. What promotion is it? Okay. If you need Emerald, make that your goal, but know that you have to get to Ruby. I mean, I don't chart people for executive, I'm sorry, but executive, Ruby, Emerald, it's stepping stones, but make Emerald your goal. That is where you're going. That is where you're running fast, okay? Because that's what you want and need. Commit to that, okay? Now, what that means is, like last night, like I'm talking to somebody and he wanted me to come hang out. And I was like, well, I'm going to have to be home by 8:00 because I have to do a team training. He was like out doing things on the lake. He was like, well, I'm not going to be done by then. And I was like, well, then we can't hang out tonight because I'm committed to my team and I'm committed to training them and I'm committed to this. Being committed to where you're going and being committed to this business means sacrifices. That means that you're going to have to stay up late. I'm up until 2 a.m. most nights because my kids go to sleep by like 8:30ish. And then that's when I sit down and I respond to all my messages and I get on a work Zoom and I send messages and I, get post planned for tomorrow, or I just do some personal development, or I start doing things for my business. Sometimes I take a bubble bath because I need a second to recoup, so commit to it. Okay. And know that committing means that there's going to be sacrifices, whether you have to give up TV or going out or whatever. Commit. Okay. Once you've committed, run with it. Okay. Run fast. Don't just tiptoe. Go to it. Okay. And don't let anything stand in your way, you guys. Like, there's nothing that can take this business from you. You do know that. There's nothing that can take this business from you. There's no one who can say you're not good enough. You're going to get where you're going because of the results that you're putting in. It's not what your upline is doing. It's not what your sideline's doing or your downline. It's what you're doing. Okay. So that was me just like explaining your hustle and pulling some fire into y'all. So I hope that helped. Now we're going to go into post-to-posting and what I've been doing for the last week, because it seriously floored me how well it has worked. So why is planting seeds so important? And I kind of talked about this earlier, but the reason that planting seeds is so important is because, and what I mean by that is messaging. Okay. And the reason why that's so important is because, you're going to message, I message 100 people a day. Does that mean that I'm signing 100 customers a day? I wish, right? But no, that does not happen because it's not the right time. Somebody doesn't have money. They ignore you. They say no, whatever. Okay. All of that happens. But I'm planting 100 seeds a day. I'm planting 100 messages a day. So what that means is over the next, we'll say 6 months, if I'm planting all of these seeds, those seeds are going to start becoming something, right? How many of you have ever planted a seed? What number are we on? 3, 4? I don't know. Drop a 4 in the chat if you've ever planted a seed. Okay? What happens when you water it and you give it sunlight and you give it the things that it needs? It grows into a plant, right? It becomes something. It grows. Okay? So you plant your seed, you send your message. Done. Not overnight. You do not plant this seed and you don't wake up the next morning and you're like, oh my gosh, this is the most beautiful sunflower I've ever seen in my life. No, it does not happen like that. It takes time, but it does grow. Okay. So you've planted this seed. Okay. You've sent this message and the next day, let's say that you reach out to somebody about keto coffee. You've planted a keto coffee seed. Okay. And then the next day on your Instagram story, you're posting a video of you making your keto coffee. Okay. You're watering that seed just a little bit now. Okay. And then you post a before and after. Okay. It's watered a little bit more. And then you make an actual post on your Instagram or something cute of you holding your Ray Dunn mug, talking about keto coffee and what it's done for you. Okay. It's watered a little bit more. You keep doing that. That person is coming to you now for keto coffee. Your plant has just turned into a flower. It's just sprouted out and become something. Okay. So that's why we plant seeds. It does not produce a result right away. Sometimes, yes, it does when you get lucky, but not all the time, right? Most of the time it takes work, okay? So that's how we get set up for boom season, right? That's how when it becomes boom season, You see people promoting like crazy. You see people, doing all of the things, just growing in their business because they've been behind the scenes doing the nitty-gritty work, okay? And that's what it takes, okay? And like I said earlier, if you want this season and this time to be booming, do the nitty-gritty work times 10. Times 10. Do it. Get it done. Balls to the wall. Get it done, okay? Fast, abruptly, in that direction. What is a host to post? Okay, so a host to post, or HAP, whatever, it's basically where you're going to your friends, and I'm specifically talking about Instagram tonight. I'm not talking about Facebook. I do not host posts on Facebook anymore because it just it doesn't produce for me like it used to, but not anymore. So on Instagram, what is a host post? You're going to your followers and you're asking them to do you a favor by posting. They're like hosting a post, right? Instead of hosting a party, they're hosting a post for you on their Instagram, which in return gets you in their market because now all of their followers are seeing their story, which has your post on it, okay? And then what happens is those people who are seeing that post, they come to you about more information for whatever you have posted, business, product, whatever. So why is this so helpful? Because it opens up your market even more. Okay, I have 7,600 something followers on Instagram, but my goal is 10 host to posts on Instagram a day. Because if my goal is 10 host to posts a day, and I have a girl who posted for me and she's got 8,000 followers, she's probably getting a lot of views on her Instagram story, right? My Instagram story gets anywhere from 1,500 to like 2,300 views, okay? So if I'm getting a lot of views on mine, I know that she's getting a lot of views on hers, and she's got a story slide on hers about my keto coffee and chocolate greens. How many people are seeing that and they want what I have to offer, but she's not in the business, so they didn't know about it. So they're like messaging her, hey, how do I do this? Go to this girl. They pop into my inbox, okay? So this is how I'm doing it. What you're going to do, and I call it making slides. It's like basically the picture that they send to, or that you send to the person who is doing this host post for you. They post it to their story, okay? So what I do is make the slide. Obviously, I've made a slide for the business. I've made a slide for keto coffee, chocolate greens. I've made a slide for hair, skin, and nails and collagen, a slide for the cleanse, and a slide for Thermifide X, because that basically covers everything. It covers skincare. And then if they, ask me more about skincare, I can open up all of the other skincare products. I just noticed I didn't make one for the wraps, but I don't sell a lot of wraps. So I really only did the products that I sell a lot of. And obviously if I do the cleanse and somebody, is interested in the cleanse, I can upsell keto coffee, chocolate greens, Thermifide X, right? I can always upsell. You can always add to it and upsell, but the whole point is to just get them in, get the conversations flowing, get the potentials going. So how to make these slides. I use Over, but I know not a lot of people use Over or know how to use Over. And that's probably something we should do, is like a training on how to use Over, because it's actually my favorite app for the business. It's all I ever use now. So Over, PixArt. I'm not sure if you could do it on WordSwag. Can you use pictures from like your camera roll on WordSwag? I think you can. I just haven't used WordSwag in a while, but those are some of the apps that you can use. And basically you're going to make this graphic. You're going to make your slide, okay, for, like I said, business and then X products, whatever products are good for you on this slide. And I will post an example of mine. If I see mine on other people's stories, I'm going to call you out. I will go to you and say, you stole my slide, okay? Make your own, right? Because this business is about recreation and duplication. It's not about stealing her thing and taking her thing, okay? Make your own. Use mine. I'll show you. Actually, I'll show you so you can't take it. Okay? I love y'all. I love all of you. This is not me being mean. Honestly, it will help you grow in the business. Okay. Can y'all see this? Kind of. It's got, I love pink and I love cheetah. So here's a picture of me in a cheetah dress with cheetah print on my slide. But it says now hiring. And then it says, my friend Carly is hiring any ladies 18 plus who are disciplined, coachable, positive, and want to make an extra $5,000 to $2,000 a month from their cell phones. And then right here, it says work from Instagram plus Facebook, weekly bonuses, Create your own hours. I need to change this. It said earn a 10K bonus by November. So obviously that's done. So I need to take that off. But this is, why is it getting so dark? This, gosh dang. This is my slide, okay? So what they do, and it says DM me too, and then it's got a spot where they can tag my Instagram handle. And then for more info. So what they're doing is I'm sending that picture. If I'm sending them something about the business, or if I'm sending them the slide about the business, that's what I send them, okay? And then at the bottom, they tag my Instagram handle. And then from there, people who are interested, they click on where I'm tagged. It takes them to my profile because my profile is public. They can message me. And then from there, I talk to them about the business. So make your slide, okay? And then you can do it for, obviously the products that you sell the most of, okay? So then what I do is, well, okay, does making the slide, are we all on the same page? Does that make sense? Okay, I'm seeing a lot of heads shaking, yes. So I'm just going to move on to now messaging. So you have your slides made, and you have to make, do I recommend private versus public? So whenever I first got started, I was always private, and I was paranoid to be public because I was like, I don't want Thrive to come and poach my business. But the way that I look at it is, if I'm checking my Instagram every single day, I go and I look at who's following me. And as they follow me, I actually go to their profile and I look to see, are they in another company? Are they in It Works? Who is this person? If they're in another company, I immediately block them. That's nothing against them or the company. That's just so I don't accidentally follow them and start messaging them. That's so I don't start messaging them and they're following me, just because I always I don't get frustrated, but just, it's really when somebody messages you and you're in It Works, they're in It Works, or they're in another business and you're just I'm already in this industry, message people who are not. And so anybody who's in another business, I look at my followers. So I am public now. And honestly, it has helped me grow my followers a lot, because it gets you more views. It gets your profile viewed more. So I like public now, but it's just whatever you're comfortable with, whatever you want to do. So you know how to make the slides. Okay. You're just going to use Over, PixArt, whatever, to go and make these actual slides. And you guys, I made 5 slides and it took me about 2 hours because I wanted them to be cute and, catch people's attention and not just look super spammy. And what I did, obviously for the cleanse, I have 2 cleanse before and afters. One of them is mine. One of them is Caroline's because hers is really bomb. And obviously my personal results, because that way, if somebody comes to me and they say cleanse, because it says DM cleanse to blah, blah, blah. If they DM me about the cleanse, I can tell them, awesome. That top picture is actually my personal results. And then they're like, oh, wow. Okay. And this goes into that. Get your hands on products. Get your own results. Seriously. It helps you so much because people see okay, it's actually worked for you. So now getting into how I message for this. Okay. So what I did is, like I said, I have 7,000 something followers. I scrolled down to the very bottom of my 7,000 whatever followers on Instagram, and I started messaging all the way up. Okay. And last week I went through almost 1,000. Okay. And as I'm messaging, I'm unfollowing people. So if I'm coming across somebody to message and it's your profile picture is a cat, I'm unfollowing you. Your profile picture is a flower, I'm unfollowing you. If, you're a creepy looking man, I'm unfollowing you because I used to use Captivate and stuff and I would just mass follow everyone. And now it's biting me in the butt. But, or people from high school that I don't talk to or I don't care to keep up with anymore, I'm unfollowing you and I'm opening up spots in my social media platform to all the sugar daddies. Yeah, unfollow all of them. Opening up people in my social media platforms who can potentially be customers or be a distributor, right? Because if I honestly care about Becky, who I went to high school with, I can just go search Becky and see how Becky's doing, right? I don't actually have to follow her to keep up with her. So I scrolled all the way down and I started messaging up, okay? And as I'm messaging, I'm unfollowing. But when I go to message somebody, the message has nothing to do with the business. It has nothing to do with whatever product I'm going to ask them to post about. I'm seriously just messaging them. Hey, girl, can I ask you a quick question? Hey, girl, will you do me a favor? Hey, girl, can we chat about something? Something so simple that does not make them feel like you're about to try to get them to, buy product. Because hey girl, you have a great Instagram. I was just wondering if you would like to be a 90-day product tester. Those messages do not work anymore. Like they work sometimes, but not all the time. Okay. So, hey, can I ask you a quick question? Right? Now, the way that I sent almost 1,000 messages last week, because there was one night I sent like 106 messages in probably 23 minutes. Like it did not take me any time at all because all of these are in my text replacement. And like I got done and I went to count because what my team does, like we have a fire chat. And so like sometimes like what we'll do is we'll be like, I just sent X amount of messages. I just, followed up with X amount of people just to like show like, hey, we're doing the nitty gritty. And so I went back and I counted all of them and it was like 106. And I was like, what? How did that happen? How did you allow me to send so many messages? But it was because as I was messaging, I was getting so many replies. Okay. So when we used to message like, hey, would you be willing to be a product model, blah, 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 those messages, and we're not getting a lot of responses. That's why Instagram blocks us from messaging because they think it's spam because you're sending X amount of messages and not getting a lot of responses. Okay. There was one day, the first day that I did this, I sent 60 messages, 60. And within 20 minutes, I had 24 responses. Okay. Those are good numbers. So if you're sending a lot of messages, but you're getting a lot of responses, Instagram thinks you're genuinely just having conversations. They don't think that you're spam, that you're just popping in everybody's inbox, right? Because like who would answer? What if I have 106 friends that I'm just trying to talk to tonight? Like I'm just trying to catch up with all my friends, right? Who is Instagram to tell me that I can't do that? Okay. So it's all about how many messages you're sending and how many replies you're getting. I swear, because I knock on freaking wood have not been blocked from messaging doing this. I was just knocking on my binder, so hopefully it works. So the first message, hey, can you do me a simple favor? Hey, can I ask you a quick question? And they're like, sure, girl, what's up? Yes, yes, yes. What is it? What is it? What? Right? Everybody's responding. And as you're sending messages, like if your goal is 50 messages, don't start replying until you've sent your messages and then go and reply because you will be not overwhelmed. You're going to get responses. Okay. So they say yes. All right. Your next message, would you mind posting a slide to your story for me? If I get one customer, I'll send you some free samples. If I get 5 or more, I'll send you a full size product for free. Something like that. Just would you mind posting to your Instagram story? Okay. Or would you mind posting this for me? I can send it to you. You don't have to do anything but post it. Just save it, post it. Okay. Something simple like that. Okay. And then they say, yeah, absolutely. I don't mind at all. Some people are going to tell you no, right? I had one girl tell me that she charges people to post her Instagram story. And I said, no, I'm not paying you for you to post this for me. I'm sorry, but get off your high horse. So you've asked them to do a favor for you. Okay, that's how you get in their inbox. Would you mind doing this? What do we say to the ones who have already posted for us? If they've already what do you mean? If that's the hunter, if it's on my team, just text me and we'll go over that. But you've asked them hey, will you do me a favor? And then you're telling them what the favor is. Okay, would you mind doing this? And then they say, yes, thank you. I'll send you the slide now. And then what I do is I say, which this is in 5 text replacements for me. So my first one is, hey, will you do that? Or hey, can I ask you a question? The second one, would you mind doing this for me? The third one, they say yes. I say, okay, awesome. I'm sending it to you now. And then I send in between the third and the fourth message, I send the slide. Okay. And so how I'm going about that is all day yesterday, I sent my slide picture for the cleanse. All day today, I've been sending my slide picture for keto coffee and chocolate greens. All day tomorrow, I'm going to send my slide picture for Thermophyte X. The next day, hair, skin, and nails and collagen. The next day, the business. So every day I'm sending a different slide. That way I know across the board, I'm getting potentials for everything, right? Because that's how we post. We don't just post about the cleanse. We don't just post about the coffee. We post about this, we post about that. So that's how I'm doing my host posts. Now, if I come across a girl to message, I'm like, oh my gosh, I need you on my team. Like, you'd be so great. I asked her to post about the business, right? Because she posts about the business and all of her friends are responding or messaging her, hey, what's this? Hey, what's this? And she's like, go to this girl, go to this girl. Guess what that does to her? She's like, hey, what's this business that you do from your phone? I'm like, but I'm so glad you reached out. Let me tell you. Okay. So she just did me a favor by posting for me, but now she's a potential distributor. Okay. So I'm like killing two birds with one stone, because if she becomes a distributor, what I tell her is, okay, anybody who messages you about this business, you're going to talk to them. Do not have them come to me, because I don't want to take your potentials from you. Okay. And I've actually, if I've messaged you, because I have messaged a few It Works distributors, like, oh, well, I just joined or this, I'm like, okay, delete the slide and don't keep it up, because I don't want to steal potentials from anybody, right? Like we need to have integrity with this. Like, yes, I would love to sign customers and distributors, but I don't want to take them away from anyone, right? Um, so between my fourth message, yeah, no, third and fourth message, I send the picture. Okay. Once I've sent the picture, I send them a message that explains what they're going to do. Okay. Here's the picture. All you have to do, post it to your Instagram story, tag me in it. That's it. Something like that. And then the fifth message that I send is because the fifth message is, I'm like, thank you again so much for your support. It means the world to me. Oh, and by the way, if you would be interested in blank, I would love to give you information about this. If they posted about the cleanse, if you'd be interested in the cleanse. Business, if you'd be interested in this business opportunity. Keto coffee, chocolate greens, keto coffee, chocolate greens. Okay. So basically, I hope y'all caught on. I'm nonchalantly asking them to be a customer, but they don't feel pressured. Like I'm coming to them, hi, will you be a customer for me? They've done a favor for me, and now it's in the works. They might get some free samples. But okay, also, if you would be interested in this product or this business, I would love to give you information on it. And they're like, yeah, what's your business? What's your product? Okay. So does it make sense? Are y'all catching on? That's literally all I've been doing. Okay. In this month already, I've signed on 3 distributors. Last month, I don't remember how many I signed on, but last month I got 50 potential distributors and 46 potential customers. And those are not people saying, what's your keto coffee? Oh, you asked me about the coffee. You're a potential customer. I'm going to keep following up with you. Or, oh, what's your business? Oh, you asked. No, these are people who have given me a date that they want to join my business or order products over the next X amount of months. I have one girl that's signing on the business in February. Okay. I have some girls who aren't even 18 and they're like, I turn 18 on this day. Their names are written down in my calendar. Okay. 50 potential distributors. And I know that not all 50 are going to join right now. Not all 50 are even going to join my business. But what if half do? What if 25 distributors join my business from the work that I did last month over the next X amount of months? That's worth it. That's so worth it. Okay. So, I don't message on Facebook, Deborah. I've never liked it. I'm bad. I know. So literally, how do I explain if someone asks what the photo is? So, it's come up with your script, okay, and just keep the script simple. So if they ask what it is, just say, like, send them a voice message and just explain it. Voice messaging is your best friend. You can send voice messages on Instagram. Do that, okay? So if you've sent your message, you're like, hey, will you do this favor for me? And they're like, what is it? Just say, hey, like, would you be willing to post something on your Instagram for me? Or you could even just text that to them, because that's what your second message is going to be. Like, you're explaining what they're going to do. Like, would you be willing to do this favor? And then if from there they still ask, just be like, I'll send you the picture, and all you have to do is save it to your camera or to your phone, upload it on your Instagram story, tag me in it, and then from there I do all of the work. Okay. And then in return, if I get 1 customer from it, I'll send you a sample. If I get 5 or more, I'll send you a full-size product for free. Okay. So, it's very, very simple. I'm going to check the chat real quick. Do y'all have any questions about it? So if they've previously done, okay, one of the girls on my team asked me earlier, she's like, what if you've already messaged them? So message them again. And I'm not unsending the message. Like, if I sent them a message last month, I was like, hey girl, like, would you be willing to blah, blah, blah? It was just like the normal loyal customer message. I'm like, hey, will you do me a favor? And they're like, okay, you're just asking me to order product from you. Now you want me to do you a favor? What? They're interested. They're nosy. I'm like, would you mind, like, oh, it is about the business. Would you mind posting this to your story for me? And they're like, oh yeah, girl, no problem. And go into this. I forgot to say this. If you go into this, like, it's not really going to work, I'm not really going to get anything. You're right. You're not. Mindset. Go into this being like, okay, this has been a gold mine for Carly. Like, it's going to be the same thing for me. Okay. It's all about your thoughts. And I actually said this, last night on my team Zoom, because I've been reading the Secrets of the Millionaire Mind, which if you don't have that book, get that book. But I always forget how this goes. Your thoughts produce your feelings produce your actions, and your actions produce your results. Okay. So if you're thinking that this isn't going to work, you're going to have like negative thoughts towards it, or negative. If you're thinking that's not going to work, you're going to have negative. What was the second one I said? I cannot keep this straight. Thoughts, feelings, negative feelings towards it. That's going to produce, you're not going to really be doing anything. Your actions aren't going to be going towards the success, so you're not going to get anything. Okay. So thoughts produce feelings, feelings produce actions, actions produce results. So that's like my business motto. Hold on, I gotta write something down that I want to go over so I don't forget. But I want to read what's in the chat too. Jamie said, taking your advice and already have 6 messages. You are going to be amazed by the people in your inbox. And something that I told my team, because for me, okay, how many of you, you're not having any conversations, therefore you're not getting any potentials, and you just feel like you're dead. I think we're on number 5, so let's drop a 5. Okay, you feel blah, like I'm not, what's happening? I'm just sitting here, right? Because you don't have these conversations going. Okay, this will get so many conversations going and people in your inbox that you feel so productive. Okay, like when I first started doing this, it took me like 3 days to actually sign somebody from doing it. But I had so many conversations. I was getting so many names on my potentials list in my calendar that I was like, hot dang, I'm actually getting something done. Like I'm producing something. Okay. So it's going to start producing. So I'm just asking them to post, like, the question was, do you ask them to post throughout the week or just once? I mean, if in your message you want to say, you can post this however many times you want to this week, and you can let them know, like, the more you post it. And that's kind of what I'm telling them, like, because in my message, I'm not going to share my script. You can make your own script. In my message, it says, what does it say? Like, if I get a referral, okay. And so then after they have sent me, they've sent me, okay, it's posted. I'm like, okay, awesome. Thank you so much. And I'm sending a voice message. The way this works is, as people come to me, I ask them, whose story did you see a slide on, right? Because you have to keep it straight. So as people are in your inbox saying me, cleanse, detox, whatever, okay, whatever their call to action is for them to message you, your first message is, hi, I'm so glad you reached out. Whose story did you see a slide on? That way you know who to give the credit to if they order, okay? So I forgot where I was going with this. Mom brain. But you're asking whose story did they see a slide on? They're telling you. You can go, I don't remember if it had anything to do with that question, but we're just going to go on. I really have mom brain, you guys. You just got to forgive me sometimes. But you could tell them you can post throughout the week, or you can post just once. I had one girl, she was like, how long can I post? And I was like, if you want to post every day, you can. But explaining the way it works. If you want to post just one time, that's fine. But if you help promote this, and if you tell some people about it, and you send this to some people, or you post it more than once, that's going to get, more people coming to me, and the more chances of you getting a sample. And if I sign, 5 or more, you get a free product, a full-size product for free. So you can just explain all of that to them in a voice message. Yeah, Hunter said, Carly sent me like 10 messages before I actually signed up. It takes time. I will follow up with people until they flat out say, leave me alone, or block me, or sign up. I will not leave you alone until you're either signed up or blocked, or you tell me to leave you alone. Then I'll respect your wishes. I don't really want to leave you alone, but I will. Yes, that book is going to change your life. Secrets of the Millionaire Mind. So to edit my pictures, I use Lightroom. It's Lightroom CC, and then I bought a preset from Etsy. I think like my preset was like $6. Presets are pretty cheap. So if your Instagram is private and people are, well, I don't know how it works, because my Instagram is public, but I still get message requests. So I think that if your Instagram is private, if somebody goes to message you, it's going to go in a request box. which is like, I think it's in the top right corner of your Instagram when you're in your like messages. Mallory said that she already has messages pouring in. I told y'all. Typically with your second message, are you sending the picture? No. So I send my first message, which is like, hey, would you mind doing this? Second message, they say yes. I say, okay, awesome. I'll send you a picture. All you have to do is save it, post it, tag me. Thank you so much for your support. And then they say, and then I say like, does this sound okay or sound good or something like that? And they say yes. And then I say, okay, awesome. Thank you so much. After my third message, the third message says, thank you so much, sending it now. Send the picture. Send the fourth message, which basically explains like just, wait, hold on, let me look at my fourth message. So fourth message, all you have to do is post this, tag me, blah, blah, blah. So let me see what my second message is. Again, thank you so much for your support. So second message, would you mind putting a story on your slide for me? I'll send it to you, save it, post it, blah, blah, blah. They say yes. Okay, awesome. Sending it to you now. Fourth message, explain how to do it. And then fifth message, thank you again. Oh, would you be interested in X? I would love to give you more information. All right, you guys. That is all. Oh, wait, no, the last thing that I wanted to go over. Okay, this has nothing to do with host posting, but it's just something that I like shared with my team last night, and a lot of them were like, wow, like I love that so much. And so I wanted to share it with you. And it's funny because it's actually when Shay and I were in Colorado and we were like, oh, we need to go live about this, and then we forgot and we never did. And I don't know if she's ever even talked about this to anybody, but I know that I said it one time to my team, and then last night I really like explained it, so I'm going to explain it tonight. Okay, so when we were in Colorado, okay, we went to Estes Park and it was perfect. Okay, in Texas, you know, it was like 101,000 degrees. And so when we got to Estes Park, it was like 64 degrees. You know, everybody's there because Estes Park is a huge tourist town. And right now is their like boom season. Everybody's going, right? Feels so good. They want to go camping. They want to go to the Rocky Mountains. They want to go do all the things. So Estes Park, this is their boom season. Okay. They are at peak season, getting all the sales, all the traffic, people walking the streets. It's so busy. Okay. So we're sitting there and we're driving down the road one night, and Shay was like, what do you think these and it was funny because I don't remember exactly what she said, but I just looked at her and I was like, really, that's your question? But she was like, what do you think these people do in like the winter months? Like, do you think that they stay open? And I was like, do you stay open if your business is slow? Like, are you really asking me that right now? And she was like, oh my gosh. She was like, okay. And I was like, yeah, they stay open. And then we were like, oh my gosh, like that relates to our business. And then we just like start, you know, going on, like that's just how me and her are. Like we just start doing things like that. But, you know, think about that. Okay. Right now is their boom season. Everybody's coming in. They've got their little store selling all of the Estes Park clothes, all of the teddy bears, all of the everything, right? And they've got signs outside, you know, getting people in their door. Okay. And then when you get in their door or when you go in, they're like, hey, you know, like, can I help you look for something? Like, what do you need? Blah, 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 blah. That's what we're doing. Okay. We don't have an actual store. We have social media. So we have to be showing that we're open daily if we want people to be coming into our store. Right. And so then let's say that somebody comes into your store and you never reach out to them. You never ask them, like, can I help you with something? And by reaching out to them, I'm meaning you never message them. Okay. They're just going to like go in your store and then eventually leave because they don't know what the heck they're looking for or what you have to offer. But if they follow you or they go into your store and you start, you know, talking to them and building that trust and, you know, do you have any goals? Blah, 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 blah. And you try to figure out what their goals are and you point them in the right direction. You know, if their goal is to lose 20 pounds, okay, well, I think that you would benefit from our cleanse. Here, you know, here it is. Would you like to order it? Keto coffee, chocolate greens. Okay. Let's say I went into a store and I was like, I really want a sweatshirt. She's going to take me to the sweatshirts, right? She's not going to take me to the sweatpants. She's taking me to where I want to go. That's what we're doing with this business. And so, you know, we were like, well, if it's boom season right now for them, they're doing the most for their business. They're trying to get everybody in and trying to get all of the sales and rack up all of the money, because what happens when it's really freaking cold there in Colorado? And I'm pretty sure you cannot ski in Estes Park. There's no, like, it's literally just the freaking mountains, like not ski slopes, like straight scary mountains. And so what do they do when it's cold and snowy in Estes Park? Well, they're still open, right? The town's not just going to shut down because there's people who actually live there. They're not just going to shut down because it's slower. No, they do the most work now to get them through that, right? Because they know it's sales. They know that they might have a slower time. Okay. So you have to make sure that you're doing that with your business. But that's all that I have. I hope that y'all got something from this. I hope it helped you in some way. I hope that you actually utilize this host to post. Don't sit on it. Utilize it. Make your slides. Make your own slides. Come up with your script and put it to work, because I can promise you, I mean, there's already people saying that they're producing results and getting messages from doing it. So it does work. And something that I always tell my team is I really like to keep things easy and like recreatable and like duplicatable, just so like you can see it, do it, and put it to work. And I can give you, and all of the leaders on this team, we can give you, you know, all of the tools in your toolbox, right? You could have every single tool in your toolbox, but if you're not actually going to go and get that tool out, it's not going to help you. Okay. So make sure you're utilizing what's given you. Somebody said, are you able to spend time with your family? I'm a stay-at-home mom. I'm with my family all day, every day. So yeah, I mean, if your question is to, like, if you can work this business and be with your family, yes, that is why I joined, was so I could have time with my family. And that's what it has given me. What do you say when they say, what even is this business? So I send them a voice message and I just say, I'm with It Works. We have over 50 health and wellness products. They're all plant-based. And then I just say, like, we have a product for literally everything. It ranges from weight loss, detoxing, skin care, tighten, toning, and firming the skin, and even just like maintaining your health while you're working another job and then coming home and doing this. So whenever I started this business, I was a full-time hairstylist. So I can't just like be doing somebody's hair and on my phone working this business. And so what you have to do is like, and that's like literally what Courtney told me whenever I joined, is this business works with you, not against you. This business works when, like, it's there when you can work it. Okay. So when are you busy? Like, figure out your day-to-day schedule. If you're not working in the morning, wake up an hour early, get some work done. If you can't work in the mornings, then know that when you get home, you're going to have to stay up late. But figure out your schedule, work this business when you can. And, if you have another job, I know that there's some girls, Caroline on my team, well, how many jobs did you have when you started this? 3? Like, she had, or was this your 3rd job? So you had 4 or 3 and this? I don't know. Like, homegirl was always working. Okay. She's a diamond now. And she quit all 3 of those jobs, or 4, however many there were. And school. So she's literally, full-time rap girl. So you can work this business and be successful and have a life and have another job. But the only way that you're going to be successful and also have all of that on your plate is by making this a priority, like I said, and showing up to it daily. You can't expect to, produce all the things and get all the things from this business if it's not a priority. Okay. So, like I said, sacrificing sleep, sacrificing whatever it is, so that you can be, dedicated to this business. And you guys, I work out 3 times a week. And this month, I am probably not going to work out 3 times a week because I'm committed and I'm making that sacrifice. I want to promote to presidential. And if me hitting that promotion means that I can't go work out for an hour 3 days a week, I'm going to give that time up, because that could be a power hour for me, or that could be an hour of me pouring into my team or doing a training or doing something. So being successful, and I don't want that to scare y'all. Like, don't think that you're going to have to give up your life to be successful in this business. You don't, but you do have to give up some things. Okay. And, the people who join this business who are successful, that's the difference. Like, that's the difference in me and the people who quit. I made it a priority. I made sacrifices. I looked at this like this was bigger. I sacrificed the bachelorette. Yes. It's all about priorities and, just pouring into your business and making and showing up. So the recording is on my computer, so I will upload it to my YouTube, and I can post it in the team page as well. So I hope that this helped y'all. I hope you got something from it. I hope y'all have a great night. I'm going to hop off of here, but I'll talk to y'all later.